Hi, this is Miguel Castro and welcome back to my channel. So we are about to start cutting paper. This is the third of the series, and if you want to see the first two, discussing all the tools and materials you need, the link is below for you to check out. In my own workshop, my work table took most of the space. A good-sized table gives me complete freedom turning my paper around, especially for big projects, without worrying dropping tools, tearing paper. And I have two of them, because I didn't want to sit like hours and hours because it's not good for my health. So I have a drafting table high enough to keep me standing, and a regular big table with a nice comfortable seat. That way, I can change work tables every time I feel like I have to move my feet and keep the blood circulation going. And my two tables have 2 to 4 brightly lit LED lamps in 4 corners, all adjustable so I can pull and push them to wherever I need them for focusing on my cuttings. Most importantly, it saves me from hurting my eyes because it's never good working in a poorly lit space. So find yourselves your own spaces and let's start cutting. As I have mentioned from my previous videos, every spare surgical blade is packed individually. I have been using these for a long time now, and I have some simple ways to avoid accidents with these sharp blades. For safety, before opening the package, I press on the package and item in it to make an impression of the blade inside. Once I see where the front and the back of the blade, I push the blade from the back of the package with my other hand holding the other side. The blade pops out of the sachet for easy handling from its safe side. I then save the package aside to put back the blade when it is already dull before disposing it, to make sure that the used blade will not in any way hurt anybody handling the garbage. Every artist has their own way of handling their knives, but for beginners, it is important to teach safety. Here is how I handle my cutting knife. Let's identify every finger first. We have the index finger, thumb, middle finger, ring finger, and the pinky. Upon placing the hand on the paper to cut, the ring finger and the pinky lands first to establish a balance for the hand. The index finger, the middle finger, and the thumb embraces the knife, and these are the ones doing all the hard work in adding pressure downwards for the cutting itself. For me, it is important for the pinky and the ring finger to glide on the paper for full control when following the lines of the image to cut. To start cutting, make a light incision on the starting point of the design, making sure that the tip of the blade has made its initial cut, tilt down the blade, and then glide. It is always safest cutting towards you and not sideways, unless you have fully established your confidence and cutting style. If you want these practice sheets, email me and I will send you a file ready for printing. It is important that you familiarize yourself first with how the blade cuts into different kinds of paper. I suggest that you print these practice sheets on at least 3 different paper and cardstocks and work on them until you get used to the kind of knife pressure you will use. Let's use a flower to demonstrate cutting a positive paper cut image. Let's do the outline. Notice that I started the drawing with all the lines interconnecting. For better visualization of the points to cut, let's double the lines of the outline just to make sure we will locate the right places to work on. Let's start cutting. So, on positive cutting, we create a full interconnected and intact image. Now, let's see what a negative cutting is. Using a flower drawing again, this time, as you can see, the lines of my drawings are not connected. Place markings on the parts you want to cut out if you want. Let's try it out. And there you go. In a negative cutting, the components of the image that were cut out of the paper leaves shapes that are not interconnected, but creating the detailed image we wanted. It's like making stencil out of paper. Remember the first flower that we did, creating a positive paper cut image? Well, the leftover can also be considered as a negative paper cut. It's just that we don't have much details on it. Positive image cutting is cutting out a full, intact, interconnected image out of a paper sheet. Negative image cutting is cutting out bits and parts of the image from the paper, and the cut out parts are not interconnected, but the image left on the paper is a full intact image like a stencil. If you also need templates for negative and positive cutting exercises, email me and I will send you one for free. Always look out for more of my paper cutting videos, and please remember to like and subscribe. It's free. And share this with friends and family. See you next time.